Hi, welcome back to Booster Therapy. We're doing something new today. A little draft tech video really geared towards those of you who are new to drafting, helping you with the overarching strategy and trying to keep it simple. The biggest thing to always remember with any draft is the point is to have fun, not always just to win. But winning is nice too, so we're going to talk about really two basic ideas of when you're looking at a draft pool on how you should be analyzing the cards and the options you have in front of you and really picking something that works, makes sense, and helps you with these strategies. And those two larger strategies are evasion and removal. So right now we're doing a Core Set 2019 draft, and looks like looking at these first cards, we definitely have a couple solid options. Right away, speaking towards evasion, flying being one of the easiest ways to evade, even being unblockable over here is helpful. It helps you get through and it keeps you away from your enemies, and that's really the idea if you want to pull off that win. Another really good card here is the Death Baron, where you're gonna be able to kind of build some tribal synergy. The thing that is risky with that is if you pick it now, you're kind of committed to that route, and if you don't see a lot of zombies and skeletons, he might not do a whole lot for you. We also have something that's good for ramping, and ramping is definitely a strategy, but I think, again, we're going to keep it basic, looking at two real core subjects, one being that evasion, so flying, being unblockable, and the other side of that being removal. So the aura that gives us +1/+0 and unblockable is really effective, and I think that's where I'm going to go with this first pick, and we'll see where we can go from here. So the next pack, good. The Pegasus is actually a really strong card, and I was a little leery about not picking that because it just gives anything you got flying, so you can get a big beastie out there and swing on through without really having to think too much about it besides protecting your own life total. Not a ton of evasion in here. We've got another good bird that can help us fly and kind of beef up if we're playing some sort of instant speed sorcery deck. It really belongs a little bit more in probably a red-blue, is it kind of technique, but we're going to stick with that evasion, look for flying and unblockable, again, keeping this really geared to those of you who are maybe doing this for the first time and trying to keep it simple. And plus, I have a lot of fun with building kind of a Flyers themed deck. So blue-white works really well for that. So far, that really looks like a good way to go. So I'm going to go with the Pegasus here, and we'll see what we can turn out in the next pack. Yeah, it seems right. All right. Whew. Couple good cards. One really good card here. So there's always removal. Rabid Bite is fitting for removal, and you really got to make that a priority. But man, the Angel here that gains life every time you attack. On top of that, it has evasion. It is flying. Is a really good card. When you're looking at a draft, you're looking at that uncommon slot too. Sometimes you have to draft that a little early. You really want to make sure you're doing it for something that is worth it, that is really hard to get rid of, or something that needs to be gotten rid of. This card really does that. We could always play a fun mill strategy, but that's not for this video. Again, we're going to keep it simple, looking for really evasion and some healthy removal. I don't think I'm going to go into green. It might be a mistake passing up Rabid Bite, but the Angel here is just kind of devastating if I can get that on the board. So I think we're going to roll with that. It seems like the strongest pick in this pack. All right. And it seems like we're still decently open for the direction we're going in here. Divination being strong just to get a couple cards. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the Mare. It's just kind of traps us a little bit. 2 blue. I mean, maybe that's something we can open up, but I like to limit that cost, especially when it's an early play cost. We have some mana fixing. Black has a lot of really good removal. We even have a creature spell here that you could really look at as removal. The Assassin is a 3/2 for 3 that has flash. I mean, really, I kind of treat that as a removal spell more than anything. The Knight here is pretty interesting, though. 4 mana to get a total of 4/4 Vigilance for power and toughness, and make it a little bit, getting to go a little bit wider is maybe a backup plan we can play here. So I think that's the right choice for us if we're going to go for this blue-white evasion, if we can keep kind of staying open to that with the cards we're getting here. Okay, so this might be an unpopular opinion. The Meteorite Golem, I love. It's fat, it's 7 mana, it's 7 of any color, which is nice, so it's costly, but you get to remove any permanent. I mean, this is a 3/3 that comes in and destroys target whatever you want, and in a core set draft, really the thing that can get you the most is single bomb cards. If you're playing against people that really don't have a refined strategy, they tend to rely on bombs, 1 or 2 things to really kill you, and this really helps to protect you and get on the field to just kind of get a little bit wider. So I'm going to go with this. I just think it really helps protect us. Here, I think kind of an easy pick. We're probably going to go with the Drake to keep the evasion theme going. Staying up in the air, he's just really efficient. 4 mana for a 3/2 flyer that just kind of gets in. The removal, again, is another thought. We're not totally committed to blue. We could splash some black in here, but that's not my favorite removal spell. Harpy's pretty good too, though. I think I'm going to go with the Drake. I think that's the one that really makes the most sense. I think it does the most for us. Bounce is kind of nice too, but maybe I can see that on the way back. Again, keeping it simple, flying and removal. That's the way we're going to play. So let's go with the Drake and keep diving deeper into blue-white. A couple options here. I think we're going to go with the removal, though. Destroy target tap creature. Not, again, my most ideal solution to removal, but hey, it can target any of those creatures that are coming and kind of breaking you. The Guardian's pretty good, too, especially if we start, if we're really going to get into blue. 5/5 for 5 is great, but I think we'll go with the removal. We got to prioritize a little bit better, even probably better than I have. We've passed up a couple solid removal spells, and this one really just helps to take down anything nasty that's getting in our way or starting to crack at us. Any Gigantosauruses or anything like that out there, this will help get rid of that. Another smart thing with evasion, if you can do it, is getting some cheap enchantments. I like the +2/+2. I kind of like the Assassin 2 here. I think we're starting to dive into blue, so I think we'll stay away from that. Yeah, we're going to go with the enchantment, see if we can beef up any flyers early and just make it that much more difficult for us. So we could look to kind of anticipate and go through our deck, but I kind of like the idea of just gaining life and seeing if we can get a play off that later. So we'll go with that. Not a lot here. Oakenform is the one that maybe if we ever splashed into with our evasion, so I'll go with that. I like the lifelink. It's just another nice little efficient card. Ooh, this is a great one for us. Dumping something and slowing down our opponent by dropping it on top of their library. I think we're going to go with Totally Lost. Fibblethip would be pleased. These 3 cards probably not going to use. We'll take the 2/3 for 1 that maybe if we start seeing a few more auras, we already got 2, so maybe that works out. It's a nice card. It could work for us if we start getting a deck that really goes wide. If we, going wide, for those of you that are new, getting lots of creatures on the board and just kind of smashing is fun, and it's kind of easy to play. So happens a lot with white. It's probably more fitting for red-white, but hey, maybe we'll get there with blue-white, so it's something worth grabbing, and for a second to last pick, really not bad. We'll just throw this in the sideboard. Not something I really plan on using. Not a bad card. It definitely fits the whole evasion idea. Not something you want to be aggressive with. Probably not something that really wants to take up that space in the 23 cards that we're going to go with. When you're drafting, again, for those that are new, 23 cards in the main deck with 17 lands is usually the healthiest build. Maybe you could do 24 and 16 if you have a really low curve into mana, and really your top end is maybe 1 or 2 spells with 5, but typically you want to go 23 cards, 17 lands. That's going to be that healthy balance. Ooh, so this is nice rare. I don't think anything else is right here. I think we'll keep it simple. We're going to go with that. All right, so Man, we can see that black might be a good way to go. We've got some good evasion, some decent removal too, some sneaky stuff. The Pegasus, though, is really strong. It gives everything we have that we attack with evasion. I think we'll go with that just to not have to splash already. You know, splashing, something you want to do on kind of a limited way. I haven't really been taking a lot of the dual lands to let us go 3 colors yet either. So I think the Pegasus really is the smart grab here. We'll go with that. Yeah, I guess the axe is kind of nice too. Just perpetually making our flyers bigger, but we'll go with the Pegasus. Ugh, nice card for green, but we're definitely too far from that. And the Luminous Bonds is really, really good. It's a nice little removal speller, you know, be able to lock down any creature on the board so we don't have to worry too much about it unless they've got enchantment removal. Really think that's the best one. We're not really playing anything with artifacts that we're going too aggressive with. This feels like the right pick. And again, it fits our whole getting that removal, getting that evasion, keeping this simple, and just kind of smacking somebody in the face and not really letting them get to us at all. Some interesting cards here. Another Vigilant Ballot, though. Those are so good and limited. Fraying Omnipotence is just kind of a wild card if you want to be chaotic. It's not that bad. I mean, in a draft, I think people shy away from it. I wouldn't be shocked if that gets wheeled back to us, but we'll go with the bird. 1/2 flying for 1 is kind of perfect, and if we can beef that up with a couple auras early on, that really can be hard to deal with. This is tough. So next pack we got, there's really 2 smart choices here. We've got Mana Fixing, and Mana Fixing should always be a top priority, whether it's ramping or getting spells that let you grab a mana to really fix it. But there's a Drake. Man, it would be nice to have a couple of those. I think we'd be really setting ourselves up strong to keep other people away from our strategy of evasion and removal. Locking that down, maybe we'll get lucky and wheel that land back. But the Drake is just such a good draft card. It's hard to deal with. I think we'll probably drop this knight to the sideboard. We're not seeing a whole lot of enchantments here, and honestly, it's dangerous. You don't want to play auras too aggressively because it can really. You can get 2 for 1 basically when that happens. You got an aura on top of your creature, they destroy it. Then when you've done that, you had to spend 2 cards. They spent 1 to get rid of them both. It's not my favorite strategy. So we got some removal. Another Totally Lost. I'm not sure we want to play 2 of those. They're just kind of fat. We'll go with the aura here that drops out a creature. See if that's something we'll play. We might end up dropping that to the sideboard too. We're going to move this. I don't think we're going so wide as we are just going with a lot of flyers, so I don't think we need to look for that. The 5/5 for 5, now that we're going blue, might really be the right pick here. That's just a nice guy to get in the way. It helps us deal with some of those green creatures that we might see come up. Another Luminous Bonds. This is an easy pick late in the game. Great card, more removal. Again, flying on that strategy of evasion and removal is kind of the lesson today. Really a smart way to play. Not a whole lot that does anything for us here. I might just take the dual land just in case we see something in green that is just impossible to say no to. 3/1 for 2. I'll take it, especially with the Pegasuses. It's the Pegasuses. I think we're going to take that 3/1. It's just efficient. We hopefully can make him evade our opponent and just get in for a lot pretty early. All right, see what we get here next. Yeah, I think I like where we're going so far. Again, we're starting to get up there with cards in our card pool, and our curve is a little weird. We're kind of maybe a few too many on the high end here. Might want to sit more around the 1, 2, 3 range, not have so much 4, 5 that we've got going on for converted mana cost. So we'll see if we can kind of fix it as we continue on with our picks. Because really we want to be fast, aggressive, and just really lock down our opponents into, not being able to do too much to get in that damage. With between the Luminous Bonds, the Vengeance to destroy their tap creature, the Golem if we need to do it late in the game to take out a big powerhouse or any planeswalkers. If we see that, he's also good for dealing with those. So we're really going to try to see if we can keep that mana cost down on future picks here. I'll take the Naturalize just in case somebody's got an enchantment heavy deck. We could always splash that in with the dual land we grabbed. Don't think I'm going to need this to bounce back any artifacts. Our artifact play is pretty late in the game, and at that point we're not really saving ourselves by grabbing it from the graveyard, so I'm going to go with the Naturalize here. Let's build up our sideboard. All right, well, there's the Fraying Omnipotence. I had a feeling that'd come back. It's better than people give it credit for. It's not perfect, though. For us, though, I think we're going to go with the Anticipate, just to help us draw a little bit through the cards. At instant speed, it's pretty strong. Can kind of clean up and get a few things to the bottom that we don't want to play as well. So it really just helps us filter through our deck, put the right card in our hand, and move on a little bit stronger. All right, we're on the last couple picks here for Pack 2. Sure, why not take the, well, charge felt right away. I mean, maybe we take the big beastie that we can make unblockable. We'll see what happens. Lava Axe, nice. Nice. Don't play that card, but hey, I know some people do. Don't, though. You know, it's really not that effective in a draft. It's a lot of fun. You know, 5 damage to the head for 5 seems real good, but there's a lot better you could do in a deck. We'll take this guy to sideboard and see what we open in this third pack. Boy, if we could get a little planeswalker here, that would be nice. Something that just gives us that little over-the-top strength. Maybe a bomb of our own. Kind of have a bomb with the Meteorite Golem and the Lean and War Leader, but it'd be nice to get something else big for the colors we're going here. That's not it. Sarkhan's Unsealing, though, is very good in a draft. That is, I mean, that doesn't work for us at all. We can't even splash that because we don't have anything that would trigger it, but man, that is a strong draft card. It would have been nice to see that early on. I think it might have actually defined the direction we were going in, but we'll stay. There's a lot of strong cards here that are against what we're really going. Maybe we go with the mana fixing here. I don't know if we need another 1/2 for 1. It might be too dinky, especially with the Pegasus flying over everything with our other creatures. I think we're gonna go with the mana fixing here, just to balance out our play a little bit and not make it so stressful to drop those 2 white or 2 blue mana cost cards that we might main deck here. Falcon's good. Thinking the land's a better choice. Dwarf's not bad either, just gaining life, but I think we're gonna go with this. All right. Ooh, man. So this is one of those moments where you see the removal with the destroy target tap creature, but man, I am thinking this vampire is strong enough to splash black. Maybe if we can wheel that blue-black land or get another dual land, this is so strong. And we have a lot of gain life functionality, which helps us. And he's got evasion. He's kind of the whole package for us. He helps us go a little bit wider. He helps to continue our whole evasion, and helps us splash a little bit of black. So if we see another really good removal spell from black, we don't have to feel so guilty about maybe grabbing it now. I think we're going to go with this. This is just really fitting for the path we're going on here. Again, keeping it simple. Again, for all of you who are watching this, the idea is for those who are new at drafting, Core Set is a great set to draft for the first time. It has a lot of different simple mechanics that you can really go in a lot of combinations. The ones we're talking about today is evasion and removal. So we're really going to dive deep on that and hopefully build something. This is a pretty good card. I think the Thoptergram is going to be a little bit better, though. Again, giving us that blue creature for the Guardian, also giving us a 1/1 flyer when we drop it. It's just it fits, man. There's a lot of great red that's been coming in this last pack, and it's making me a little sad that wasn't a direction we got to go in early on, because some of this stuff would be great for us. Suspicious Bookcase is nice. It definitely pushes the evasion path for us, but it might be a little too slow. Man, we are doing really good with flying. Maybe we just go with the Manolith to help fix for the vampire to make sure it's not stressful to play it, because we really want to see that guy hit the board. Another Guardian is not bad. Another 5/5 for 5 would be. Also, I don't see a lot else we're going to go here. I guess we could go with a cancel. I'll say this, we always, I say we, draft smart, but also draft to have fun. I don't have fun countering spells, so I'm going to go with the Guardian. We're going to keep us real aggressive with this deck. And hey, another cancel. Still don't think maybe we go that route. I don't see a whole lot. We could go with the removal. We're already splashing black. That might be the right choice. Yeah, let's put it in the sideboard for now. I think that's where we want to hold on to that. That might be worth dumping in here. A little bit more game life. I mean, we get to trigger the vampire with it. This feels like it's going to be the right choice, just to double down on that whole gain life, evasion, removal path we're going down. Another flyer, 2/2 flyer that can benefit from a couple of our spells isn't a bad thing. Might go with this. Disperse is pretty good. Bounce, but I think we'll go with the flyer and just make. We're gonna start looking at a go wide strategy here. Duress for a sideboard might be smart. I think we're gonna go with that. Just in case we get some bombs that are hard to deal with. This is a nice little thing to sideboard in to get rid of ugly things like Banefire, somebody who's got some aggressive removal, or Planeswalkers that come late in the game. Duress is just kind of a nice thing to hang on to, something we can hold should we need it. But nothing I would main deck. We're going to have to start cleaning some of this stuff out here. We got too many cards in the pool. I think we're going to walk away from the whole aura thing. Again, they're dangerous to play. They're good if you can get them and nobody answers them. But man, you put an aura on a creature, you get 2 for 1. It's a real sad feeling. All right. Artifact Lady's good, but I think we're going to go mana fixing here. I think taking... Yeah, we don't have enough artifact to play with. I think taking the blue-black to make it that much easier to get that vampire out there, and then splashing for black if we need to add anything else, just helps keep that efficient and easy. What else can we cut? What else is not useful? All right, well, don't really have anything here we want. Let's take the haste guy so somebody else can't have it. In a future video, we'll talk about kind of controlling your card pool too. We're not really talking about that. Again, beginner's video here just to talk about basic strategies and building something. But when you're looking at a card pool, something else you really want to do is try to control the card pool a little bit, making smart picks that benefit you, but also maybe take a bit away from what your opponents could build for a deck. So that's something we would definitely want to talk about in a future video. The other thing is just watching the card pool to make sure you know when a healthy switch needs to take place. We're going to just take a rare here. Why not take the Alpine Moon? Making a healthy switch when you see that maybe that initial pack you were going one way, but you see it really drying up. It means likely 2 or 3 other people in the pool are playing a piece of that, and you need to kind of walk away from it and see what's still left open, because you're going to have a lot more play if you can be nimble and make that adjustment. But for a future video, again, right now we're really looking at going wide, evading, fighting with evasion, lots and lots of flying, and some healthy removal and lockdown. I'll take the cancel here. I'm probably not going to play it because, again, when you draft, you want to have fun. I don't have fun countering spells, but just in case we get in an ugly situation, we'll have it as a backup plan. So, all right. Looks like we've kind of built a nasty little deck here. I'm trying to think what really could be dangerous for us. Heavy removal could be, but really we've got a healthy sideboard between duress and cancel to really speak to that. Not too worried about big creatures either. We got a lot of lockdown, removal, and just things that are hard to deal with. I think our biggest downfall here is that we are a little heavy on our mana cost for a go wide strategy, but our go wide is a little interesting because it's a lot more about evasion than it is about just tons and tons of little creatures and then smash somebody in the face. You have to cut a couple more things here though, just so we get down to that 23 cards and 17 lands. We gotta see what doesn't make sense. Gonna get rid of cancel. What else in here do we not need? Maybe we don't need 2 of the Gain Life Dwarves. They're kind of chunky and they don't do a whole lot for us besides just kind of reestablish our life total if somebody is getting in early with green creatures. So I don't think we need 2 of them. 1 is probably enough. I think we'll go with this. We'll leave the other other black. We'll just splash just for the vampire right now. So we're going to keep it down just to that one black dual land in the manolith. And I think that's what's going to keep us healthy. Thank you so much. This was your beginner's guide to drafting. This is Booster Therapy. If you like what you see, click the subscribe button below. Watch our other videos. Thank you so much, and have a good rest of your day.